is wonderful. I think that's a great deal.
Yes.
That's a wonderful deal. Listen, I see that Minister Fernandez is on us. Minister Fernandez, you have your mute on. I'm trying to get his attention that he has his mute button on.
Yes, good afternoon. Good evening.
Yes, okay, great. Good evening. Welcome.
Sorry I'm late. As you know, we had cabinet today, and very, very difficult to leave before it was finished. So my apologies, but
we certainly understand.
I'm just happy that I'm able to come in before it's fully wrapped up. Thank you.
Okay,
yes.
So we'll segue over to you. I know that
few words, or?
Yes, I'd love for you to tell us, people, their questions. We get questions every day in our group. People are wondering about their questions about testing. People, what's good is there's a lot of peer networking. So lots of our travel advisors share the experiences of their clients with other travel advisors. And for some reason, Antigua always comes up. People are very excited about Antigua being reopened. It's often recommended when people are looking to switch their clients or switch bookings that they've had in other destinations. We often see questions about where should I send people. So here's your opportunity to tell our travel advisors, what they can expect, which airlines are still coming, what parties are open, and what they can expect leading up to the opening of the season.
Yes, okay. Thank you, and once again, good evening to everyone here present, listening and viewing. First of all, Antigua and Barbuda we opened our borders from the region to open officially. Following that, we had one, of course, the protocols have been changing, not just in Antigua, but I would say throughout the world for that matter. However, we had one incident where I think it was the end of June, early, 19 cases. But the systems that we have put in place, the protocols that we have put in place, we were able to isolate them. And none of them developed any serious symptoms. They all recovered. At the present moment in Antigua and Barbuda, we have no active cases, 0 active cases, which we're very happy about. Antigua, one of the first things we did from early on was to ensure that we put into place the approvals by PAHO, where we had the infectious disease center. We put everything in place, the ventilators, the oxygenators, everything, all the medical equipment, the beds isolated. We even have the facility even allows for medical personnel to be stationed there, so they would not have to come back out into the population. So you would have, for example, apart from the patients, you would have the medical personnel who could actually live in there temporarily until they were able to come out. So these are a number of the PCR testing to be done in Antigua, and we follow up with very, very fine verification with the center in Trinidad. So of a number of samples that we take here, we send to verify. What we have done also is that we have simplified our system so that to come to Antigua, what you need is a negative PCR test within 7 days of your arrival in Antigua. If for some reason you come into Antigua and there's an elevated temperature or something, then you're pulled in for secondary screening, even though you may have a negative PCR test. So we take nothing for granted. We have about 9 stations at the airport, again, for ease of moving people through. We have arranged so that now the old system whereby you had that sort of intrusive type of system by customs and immigration, all of that we've tried to eliminate. So it makes it very, very easy. The response we've had from our guests, our visitors, has been nothing short of in how we've done it, and complimentary not just for the fact of ease of getting through, but for the fact of the precautions that we have taken. We have also trained all our frontline people, starting with our airport personnel, our immigration personnel, our customs officers, our taxi operators, our taxi dispatchers, our hotels, our restaurants, our bars, our villas. So even when you go and if you were to take a taxi, it would have a sticker in it saying COVID certified. So we've trained everybody, again, not just to ensure we continue to protect our visitors, but even more important, to protect our people, to prevent any kind of community spread if something comes in. We were the first, one of the first in the world, and certainly the first in the region, to mandate masks around the island. And now, as you would realize, they're now saying that that is like 95% protection. So we have very early on put in place a number of things to ensure that we protect our population and at the same time protect our visitors. All our hotels, our hotel staff have been trained. All of the hotels have facilities there where they have a nurse on duty, they have a doctor on call. We ran through a whole bunch of scenarios, and everything has been done, again, to ensure safety, and both for visitors and locals alike. All our tour operators have been trained. All our restaurants have been now have a situation whereby, depending on the size of the restaurant or the size of the, for example, the catamaran, will allow for social distancing and so on. So for example, again, in the hotel, you won't have, in the mornings when you get up and you go for breakfast, it won't be a situation, it'll be all a la carte. It won't be a buffet style thing, because again, it's all meant to protect our people coming in, our visitors, and by extension, our locals. So we put everything in place to ensure that we keep that level of awareness to protect everyone involved in the industry, while at the same time ensuring that you don't miss out on the warmth and hospitality of our people, and of course the beauty of the island. So basically that is what we have done so far. It has been working, and thank God for that. We're really blessed with the fact that we have at this time, as I said, no active cases. So that's where we are. We have British Airways operating, we have American Airlines operating, we have 2 other airlines from the US operating here. A little later in the year, Liat is going to start hopefully within a couple months. We have some of the smaller airlines that are moving interregionally. But we believe, and I said it from the beginning, the fact that we were first out the gate with only 1 flight per day allowed us to ensure that we put everything in place to be able to ramp up by the time other flights started to come on board. So again, we're really thankful for the cooperation we've gotten. We are thankful for the feedback that we've gotten. And all in all, again, welcome to Antigua and Barbuda. We're doing everything we can to ensure that everything is in place for the safety and security of our people and of our visitors. Again, as you would know, Antigua has the record for the lowest crime in the region. We've managed to maintain that. We continue to pay our civil servants. So again, to reduce any kind of impact on the population in terms of people having being destitute. And of course, tourism is very important to us. And we have felt that we have to live, yes, with COVID, but we have to manage it. And that is what we have done, working with the Ministry of Health. And as a matter of fact, our schools reopened on Monday. We have put a number of issues in place for our schools. All the kids will get face masks. Apart from the face masks, they will also get face shields. We'll have people testing them, temperature testing them, social distancing on the school buses. We've put everything in place on the island. We're taking COVID very seriously. But at the same time, we realize that if there's a spread here, an outbreak here, it will affect people wanting to come to the country. So we understand the dynamics of it. We've worked very, very hard to get it right. And we're very confident that we are once again being able to lead within the region in what we are doing. So thanks again for having me. Those are my opening remarks, just to reassure everyone. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late, but if there are any questions related to Antigua and Barbuda and the protocols, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Minister Fernandez. I want to take it further and invite you to join our Facebook group. There are always questions. Quite a few of your colleague ministers throughout the Caribbean are members of the group, and it's always good when there are questions, when they get a response directly from the topic